Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gheesling, and welcome to another Star Citizen opinion video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the recent hysteria around Star Citizen taking out a loan from the UK government. Now, before we get into this, I have to say over the past 24 hours on social media has been extremely interesting with all this news going around, and I use the term news lightly, regarding Star Citizen's financial status. Nonetheless, I'll put a link in the description below as to CIG and Star Citizen's official response, which they posted on Spectrum, which is their in-game communication system. If you don't want to read the whole thing, I'm going to break it down for you right here as simply as I possibly can. So here's the story. In the UK, if you're a game developer, there's some sort of tax information or tax ability for you to get a rebate if you're a game developer. The way it works is after you file your taxes, you'll get that rebate the fall the following year. So we can assume it's somewhere between 9 and 12 months. So you file for this rebate, you get it 9 or 12 months later. Essentially, all CIG is doing, and I got to be careful in saying CIG because it's really limited just to the UK office. They're filing a loan for the advance on that rebate. So what that means is they'll say, hey, we have $100,000 coming, and it's not really $100,000. I'm just using that for simple terms. Hey, we have $100,000 coming to us in 9 months. We'd like to go to a bank, and we want to put that up as collateral. So we have $100,000 coming to us, but we want an advance on that right now. So when I say collateral, what that means is that if Squadron 42, if Foundry 42 defaults on that loan, the loan payments of that, then the bank gets that entire rebate. So the loan is not collateralized by Foundry 42. It's collateralized by the actual money from the UK government that they're going to be receiving 9 months later. So the whole point is, why are they doing this? Okay, their reasoning on their Spectrum release is saying that they save money as a lack of not having to convert currency into British pounds, whether it's euros or USDs. Makes sense. Also, the interest rates are extremely low, so why wouldn't they get a cash advance on that? The couple other interesting things, they said it is the smart money move to do this. Makes sense to me, although it is there's a few financial hurdles you have to jump over, at least wrap your head around to understand why. The other couple things that have been misconstrued or misled, that this is only limited to Squadron 42. It does not extend to Star Citizen. And the collateral we went over is the rebate itself. So in the event that they don't pay this loan back, they lose that rebate. They don't lose the IP or the rights to Squadron 42 or Foundry 42. And they even put, Star Citizen and CIG even put a line in the press release saying that in the event that the UK studio or something happened with the government and they didn't pay back this line, they have the assets to pay it off. So bottom line, it's an economic move that benefits the development of the game through saving money and being more efficient, and essentially making the right financial move. So what does this mean? Because I typically don't get that fired up about, this type of thing because it happens often, but really some people should really take solace in the fact that, number one, Star Citizen is fiscally responsible. They're not out there, yes, they've raised over $152 million, but they're not out there driving golden Ferraris and blowing money. We don't know how much money they're saving as a result of this loan, but the point is they're trying to save money, which isn't a bad thing. But I feel like when the initial reports on this came out, it's like saving money is a bad thing. They immediately try to find any negative angle they could to spin on this and turn it into bad PR for Star Citizen. The second thing, after putting this all together and sitting back and thinking about it, it's kind of sad. It's sad that CIG has to waste time and efforts and resources responding to this stuff, these claims that aren't even true. And really, you could say, well, Dan, it is kind of our business because we back the game, and I understand that, and I can empathize with that claim. But at the same time, we just want to see a game made. I don't care what the financials are as long as they're they're not fiscally irresponsible, right? And if they are, then it's our fault for backing them. But I don't have that concern, and it's not until all this hysteria gets drawn up that you're like, oh, really? Are they taking a loan out? Yeah, but it's so misconstrued. And the third thing is, it's hard for me to fathom because it's just, I guess I'm just not wired this way, but I feel like there's a lot of people out there, and I use the term a lot loosely, that want to see this game fail. I don't know if it's too big or, people are jealous or envious or whatever, but Star Citizen is trying to do something that's never been done before. And, you could take a simple story about how CIG is taking out a loan, or Foundry 42 is taking out a loan, and they found a way to spin it to be negative, and a bunch of outlets pounced on it. You know, in some sense, then have retract their statement and apologize or retract the stories. But I don't think I'll ever fathom the understanding or even how people are wired to see other people fail. And I'm guessing a lot of these people that want to see Star Citizen fail are also Space Sim fans or have an affinity towards sci-fi games. And if you're one of those people, and maybe you clicked on this video thinking, oh yeah, let's hear about how Star Citizen's in dire straits. If you're one of those people that want to see a video game fail, I'd question you, say, why is that? You know, for me personally, I don't want to see Star Citizen fail. And I've said this multiple times. As long as Chris Roberts is at the helm of this thing, it's not going to fail. And the other thing, you know, when this hysteria happens, I just sit back and think, okay, is this even really possible? Sure, it's possible, but you have hundreds of people working on this game. You get regular, transparent develops. There's a weekly show called Around the Verse where Star Citizen opens up the gates and say, hey, look, here's what we're doing. Here's the problems we're having. Here's the bugs we're having. It's not like they're trying to hide anything. I think the transparency that CIG and Star Citizen shows lets you know, hey, look, this thing's coming out. It's not coming out on the timeline everyone wanted, but it's still coming. So I just would encourage people and that before you start, you know, bashing Star Citizen or say it's a scam, look into the details. And if you're rooting for Star Citizen to fail, then you should probably just, I don't know, format your hard drive or something. I don't know. This was just kind of disturbing to me because you look at CIG and if you're one of the people working on Star Citizen or Squadron 42 or any of the things they have going on, you know, how distracting is this to them? And I hope it's not very much so because they're doing their thing, and I just feel like, you know, it's almost unnecessary to have to deal with this. But it is what it is, and I wanted to do a video on this because this was kind of important to me to at least clarify, and the people that watch the channel hear about for Star Citizen content, you know, I wanted to clear that up because, you know, I don't want people to be swept up in this hysteria that's unfounded. Nonetheless, hope you guys enjoyed this Star Citizen opinion video. If you guys did, clicking a like button helps out a great deal. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. We post a Star Citizen gameplay episode here on the channel every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless we replace it with an opinion video like this. But anyways, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. What are your thoughts on the loan? Did you get caught up in the hysteria? Are you concerned? Let me know, and I will talk to you guys next time.